Good morning, fellow warriors. October 10th, 2018. I want to address an issue concerning the continent of Africa, being an African living in diaspora. And like I've said, let me turn this down a little bit. Excuse me. Africa doesn't have a political problem, an economical problem, a social problem, not even a religious or spiritual problem. None of that is no. Africa have a heart problem. A heart lacking love for herself and for humanity. And what do I mean? Number one, you take a greedy, heartless, selfish, self-centered, demonized, or demonically possessed, evil, greedy, mostly uneducated man, you gave him power over the wealth of the continent of Africa or whatever particular country he's ruling over that country. But this is a normal practice all over Africa. And you put him in power, and he wants to stay there till he wants to even stay there till he die. And then once he die, his son or his grandson, whoever the next person take over. Well, while he's in power, he makes sure he steals the wealth of that country and send it to the West. Most of those presidents, if not all of African presidents and leaders have mansions, private jets, businesses, not investing in Africa. No, it's in the West. You go to Sweden, Switzerland, America, Australia, UK, Europe, France, Germany, you just name it. They have properties all over. They even go to Dubai for vacation. But common sense haven't taught them. You know why? Because I've come to realize that the spirit of greed robs you of basic logic and simple common sense. Because you can take the money from the country and go to vacation in Dubai or go to Paris for the weekend on a shopping spree. So you're taking the money and you're pumping it in another man's economy. You don't have the basic sense to say, wait a second. Look how the people have developed the country in Dubai. Look how they have developed the country in Paris, in America. Maybe I should invest and keep this money in my country and develop it. That maybe the people from Dubai and from the West will come to my country to shop or to vacation. The continent of Africa have such beautiful weather. We can be the tourist capital of the world. Beautiful beaches, sunny beaches, clean. But what do our leaders do? They steal the wealth. You know why? There's no love. Because if you put a leader in charge and he has love for himself and love for humanity, guess what? He will do everything he can in his power in his lifetime to change the condition of the people he's meant to lead. So Africa does not have a political, economical, social problem. We have a heart problem. A heart lacking love for ourselves and for humanity. Because what will make a man stay into power for 30 years, and those 30 years he can't even produce one road that he built, or a bridge, or a school, or a hospital, or a clinic. He can't produce and say, this my 8 years or 30 years of being in office. This is how the economy started when I got into power. This is the economy 5 years or 10 years or 50 years later. They can't even boast of that. And they are so stupid that during those terms, they will send their wife and their kids and their concubines to the West for education, for vacation, for shopping spree, for medical care. They don't have the sense to say, wait a second. You mean I'm a president and I have to send my child out of this country to go to be educated? What's wrong with the education system? I mean, that's like Donald Trump sending his son to go to Paris or somewhere to go to school because there's no good school system in America. Can you imagine the insanity and the stupidity? Our leaders in Africa, do they have brains? Do they have brains? I know most of the leaders in Africa are nothing more than puppets in the hand of the West. The West with an evil agenda for Africa. But your evil agenda for Africa will be destroyed and shattered because new breed are rising up and will take back the continent. I know, so is it Showori? He said take it back. No, it's taking back Africa 2019. We're taking back Africa. There's a mass exodus. There's a mass awakening, and we'll take back Africa from those principalities that have stripped us of everything, including human dignity and respect. They have stripped us of the natural resources, the wealth, the power, the influence, and even they have stripped us of something as basic as human rights and dignity. They have stripped us of it. Well, it's time for us to strip them of their power. They either change or get out. So I go back to my message. Africa does not have a political or economical problem. She have a heart problem. When the African man begin to love himself, so much so that he willing to die for his content to see it great again, we will see a change. And it's one thing for us to also point finger at those African leaders, say they are corrupt, they are crooked, they are evil. But if you sit and think, they are just merely reflecting back to us how we treat ourselves and how we treat each other. If we are brutally and sincerely honest, look in your own heart, look in your own family, look in your own household. You have mothers will have kids. Maybe some of the kids will be light skin and dark skin. They will take that light skin, half breed, mulatto, whatever, and they'll put that child on the pedestal and take care of them. And the other kids will be like made to their own child. Isn't that wickedness? Is that love? Isn't that a lack of love? That's why you're doing that. Or another thing, they will, if you find a family who's influential or have wealth, they will go to the villages of Africa and take a boy or a girl. Sometimes they'll take 2 kids and bring that child, promising the parents in the village, I will bring your child to the city and I will educate them. And the poor parents in the village, they are thinking that their child being educated will be their ticket out of poverty. What do? They take the kid out of the village, bring the child to their home, to only what? Turn that child into a domestic servant or into a slave. And that child is no more than few years younger or older than their own kids. So that child have to become a slave, cook, clean, do laundry. And if that child is a girl and she become a teenager, guess what? She also gonna be a sexual something for the husband. Yes. So then Africa, we have a heart problem. So if you take somebody else's child from the village and make them become maids, a child, not an adult, a child. They cook, they clean, they do laundry, and your kids will be driven to school in the chauffeur by the chauffeur in the car. And that child, after they done, that child wake up 5 a.m. to do all kinds of hard work. Now even some adults can't even handle in America here. Then that child have to get up and take the bus or walk to school. Meanwhile, your kids are being driven to school by chauffeurs. Your kids, when they come home, they have help with tutors to help them with their homework. And that little child that came from the village have to come from school. Make sure food is ready for your kids. Make sure their uniforms are ready for the next day. Is that love? So you can sit home and point finger at the president and say the presidents of your countries in Africa. But check your own heart. They are just merely reflecting back to us who we truly are. So it has to start with us. If we want to see a change in Africa, we want to see leaders to take position in Africa to treat us with love, we have to start with each other one by one. How you treat the members of your household. How you treat your child or somebody else's child. Think about it. Every child's destiny and future is as important as your own. Because if you ill-treat those children and treat them like slaves, abuse them physically, verbally, sexually, even neglect them, talk down to them anyhow, and then you die and leave, because you won't live forever, right? We're all going to confront death one day. What kind of world are you leaving behind for your child and that child? Think about that for a moment. Because the problem with Africans, we don't think. That's why I say greediness and selfishness seem to block a part of your brain that allows you to think and be a critical thinker or even basic common sense. Greediness and selfishness and the lack of love does not allow you to think. Because stop for a moment and think. I put my child on the pedestal and treat them like they're the best thing in the world. But this other person's child that I brought from the village, they are like slaves to my own children. So if I die today and leave, what world am I leaving behind? Is it a peaceful world? Is it a happy world? And that same child you enslaved happen to be placed in the position of authority in that very nation. What do you think they will do to your child? How do you think they will treat your child? Do you stop and think? When you don't have love, you don't think. You don't even think for the future. You don't even think about the consequences of a behavior. You just do things because you don't have love. So Africa, I'm making a plea to Africa and Africans. Let's stop pointing finger at the leaders and say they are evil, they are wicked, they are heartless, they lack love. And all of those statements are absolutely true for many of the leaders in Africa. But they are merely reflecting back to us our individual heart towards ourselves and towards each other. Seriously, let's be honest. You look within a family, brothers and sisters hate each other, mothers taking sides. Is it love? That love will let you do that? So the hatred that the black man has in his heart towards himself or towards each other, let's begin to gather and discuss it, address it. Some of us may have to repent to each other. We may have to do a forum and apologize to ourselves and towards each other. Isn't that even the same hatred for ourselves that allow us to sell our brothers and sisters to the colonial slave master to bring them to America to be enslaved? Isn't that the same hatred? Where does it stop? Where does it end? Does it ever stop? Does it ever end? Do we want to have a better Africa or a greater Africa, or want to sweep it under the carpet like it doesn't exist? This is the season of awakening. The veil has been pulled back. Let's be honest and sincere. Brutally honest and sincere with ourselves and with each other. Let's begin to search in our own heart and begin to find out. Well, how have you treated your brother or your sister? Even Africans are even the same people who will report their own brothers or sister or friend to immigration to have them deported. Then you come back on social media and say, oh, the president is this, and the president stole $16 billion. I'm not saying if it's true he stole it, he needs to pay back, and he needs to probably be kicked out of power. If it's true. But is he doing anything better? Is he doing anything worse than you doing in secret because yours is in secret? It may be secret to you or to that person who you reported to immigration to be deported, but it's not secret to God. A man must reap what he sowed. Hello? Don't we do that? You break up, you find somebody in a relationship or marriage, you want them. What do? You seduce their husband, seduce their girlfriend, you sleep with them. Or you know when they give somebody a disease and you know you have it and you keep quiet. Come on, Africa. Our leaders are merely reflecting back to us what we have in our heart towards ourselves and towards each other. So if we want to see the leaders in Africa change, that change must begin with each of us individually. I repeat, if we want to see the leadership in Africa change from greedy and selfish and self-centered and evil, stony, cold-hearted, selfish people, that change must begin with each of us individually. That how we treat each other must be motivated by love, dignity and love, and respect and honor for humanity. When we do that individually, the leaders in Africa will begin to reflect back to us how we treat ourselves and treat each other. God bless you. Thank you. Bye-bye.